ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, संस्कृतम की जय। गौर प्रेमंदे हरि हरि बोल। So let's begin. Hare Krishna. So today, welcome everybody for today's session on Sanskrit for scriptural study, and we are in session number 8. So it's been 2 weeks of wonderful journey with all of you together. So thank you so much for being part of this journey. So seems like it's a roller coaster ride, but I guess some people are enjoying the austerity. Okay, so today will be the last session for the letters, Samyukta Aksharani. So we'll wrap up the phase of Aksharani. Then we move on to other complicated concepts. So, and along with this, I will also teach some nice concept. So let's begin. So this is the new concept we want to discuss today. This is called Upasargaha. Okay, Upasargaha. Okay. So what is this? Again, this is our favorite, most dreaded slide. Everybody's scared about, right? So that's why I keep repeating again. So you get more and more familiar and kind of start to fall in love with this. Okay. So Panini system, he divides the words into base form, or rather, Prakriti and Pratyaya. Pratyaya is a suffix. And he gave a statement called Suptingantam Padam, where any word which is used, Padam is a word used in a sentence, should end with a Supratyaya or Ting Pratyaya. Okay. And Supratyayas are like the one which comes in the Vibhakti table or like the Shabda Pata. Ramaha Ramo Ramaha. Ting pratyayas are one which comes in patati patataha patanti. That's how we can associate. And the base form for supratyayas is called pratipadikam, and ting pratyaya is called dhatu. So by now, I think even in dream, if somebody is woken up, they should be able to tell this. So the main point is pratyayaha are suffixes which are added at the end. See, for example, dhatu, this, and pratipadikam, this. It's coming afterwards. Like, for example, if you say ending, end and ing is a suffix which is added after the main element. Now, somebody may ask, okay, is there any prefix also? Okay, we discussed suffixes. So, are there any prefixes? So, that's where we are connecting to the previous sessions, and that's what are upasargaha. They are nothing but prefixes. Okay. Of course, it's a bahuvachanam here. Upasargaha, upasargau, upasargaha. Okay. Akaranta, pullinga shabda. So these are prefixes. Where are they added and what is the purpose? That's what we will discuss today. So, first of all, there is a well-known shloka about this upasargas. So I will try to read this. Okay. उपसर्गेण धात्वर्थो बलात् अन्यत्र नीयते प्रहार आहार संहार विहार परिहारवत्. Okay, so upasargena, who will tell what vibhakti is this?
षष्ठी वचन
तृतीया तृतीया
Fifth,
Ravena, where is it?
upasargana.
तृतीया माताजी तृतीया
Yeah,
तृतीया
Dvitiya, kim vachanam?
एकवचनम्
एकवचन
Yeah, answer should be complete. Okay, all the you should say upasargah iti pratipadikam and tritiya ekavachanam. That's a complete answer. Akaranta, okay, pullinga we don't know yet, but yeah, you can tell like that. Okay, so upasargena means by the use of upasarga. Okay, datvartaha. This is a sandhi. Dhatuhu plus artaha. Dat dhatoh artaha iti datvartaha. Means the meaning of the dhatu. Artaha means meaning. Meaning of a dhatu. Balat. Balat is which vibhakti?
पंचमी विभक्ति
Tell full properties.
पंचमी विभक्ति एक वचनम
एकवचन
अकारांत शब्द
What is the pratipadikam?
बल
Yes.
बला
Yes. See, now when we know vibhaktis, the shloka you can understand on your own. I don't need to tell. So balat is bala iti shabdaha. Akaranta pullinga shabdaha. Balat is panchami vibhakti ekavachanam. So what would be its meaning then in this context? We know it's panchami. Panchami generally we know as a source. Okay, and another application we are seeing, which later with vibhakti advanced we'll discuss. Panchami is also used for hetu or karanam. So here it's used in that meaning which we didn't discuss so far, so no problem. Okay. Usually we have discussed only the meaning of source, like Ramat Jagat Utpatyate. But Balat is used as a hetu, cause. So Balat, or due to the bala, due to its bala, anyatra niyate. Anyatra means different place. Niyate is takes it away. So upasarga, with the use of upasarga, the meaning of a dhatu is forcibly taken to a different place. Okay? And example is prahara, ahara, samhara, vihara, parihara, vat. Like. Vat means like all of these. These are the sample words. So I will explain again in English. Added before the dhatus. See, these upasargas are added before the dhatu. Okay? Just remember this. It's added prefixes before a and not before a pratipadikam. Only for dhatu. Okay? And what does it do? Forcibly change the meaning of the verbal roots. Okay? If you look at dhatu pataha, you will have verbal root, right? For example, bhu, satta, yam, to exist. But when we add a upasarga, it may change differently. We will see how it changes in a minute. So, for example, if you take a dhatu, hrui, here, hrui, hrui harane. Okay, this harane means to steal away. Okay, but actual dhatu is hru. Okay, what is saying to take away, to steal, to acquire forcibly? Harati. Okay, see for example, Ravanaha Sitam apaharati. Right? So Ravana stole Sita. Apa is coming there. Apa. That is that is the upasarga here actually. That's what we are extending now. The the tingantas little bit more with additional decorations. Now this is a table which describes all these words and their meanings. So when you add pra in this context, it becomes pra plus hara, prahara. It means actually to strike or to blow or to assault. In Hindi also you can understand prahar kiya unhone. See, it's coming all from Sanskritam. See, ahar खाना है अभी हमें. Okay, और संहार किया, राम ने रावण को संहार किया. Okay, विहार, ये दोनों विहार करने के लिए गए. परिहार, इसका परिहार क्या है अभी बताओ. Right? Same things, it's all coming from Sanskritam. So, prahara means strike, blow or assault. Ahara is food. Samhara is destruction, annihilation. Vihara is pleasure, roaming, pastime. Parihara is removal, avoidance, and solution. So if you see, actual dhatu meaning was to steal or to carry away. But because of this upasargas, the meaning got completely different. These are nowhere related to the original meaning, and they are all coming in different buckets. Right? So basically, this is the beauty of this language. It has such a variety of expression. Okay, so that's one thing. And then what else is application? Why are we discussing this prefixes now? One is, okay, because we discussed suffixes, now we are doing prefixes. That's correct. But then there is other two applications which can already we can relate already to the concepts we already studied. So I'm trying to connect with that, so it's easy for you to assimilate and apply. So first of all, how many are these upasargas and what are they? Upasargas are only 22 in number, only 22. Okay, and these are usually recited by children in one breath. They memorize and recite it. I will try to read this. We can try to follow. Okay. Prapara apasam anu avanisnir dusdur viangni adhi api atisu ut abhi pratipari upa. So like that, you try to read on your own. At least you get familiar with what they are. Okay. I will again try to read. Prapara apasam anu avanis nirdusdur viangni adhi api atisu ut abhi pratipari upa. Okay, like that. Only 22. Okay. Now we'll go to first application. So now we can generate variety of Tinganta forms. We studied plain vanilla Tinganta forms. Patati, patataha, patanti. Now we can add this upasargas and make it more enriched. The same dhatus with different meanings. So for example, this is some examples I've given. Actually, to cover the meanings of this upasarga with all the dhatus, how it changes, it's itself a big PhD project. There are books and books and books written on this. So that's a very advanced topic. Maybe some of you may be interested in pursuing that later. You can read them, and maybe you can do some sessions with the students, to give at least some clues for these things. But I'm giving you most commonly used during day-to-day conversations. For example, gachati is goes, correct? Ramaha vanam gachati. Okay, goes. But you can add what happens? It reverses the meaning. It becomes comes. Agachati. Aham gurham agachami. Okay, it completely becomes reverse. Apagachati, goes away. Mama sandeham apagachati. Okay. Guroh savide mama sandeham apagachati. In front of a guru, my doubt goes away. Apagachati. It completely gets removed. Anugachati. Anu is generally used in following. Anugachati follows. Okay, Lakshmanaha Ramam Anugachati. Simple. Okay. Tishtati stands. Uttishtati is more like waking up in the morning. Uttishtati. Narsimha Adya Saptavadane Uttishtati. He Saptavadane. The location Saptami is also used for location and time. Saptavadane is 7 o'clock. Vadane. Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Narsimha Adya means today. Saptavadane Uttishtati. He wakes up at 7 o'clock. Okay. Nayati takes away. Anayati brings. Sevakaha, let's say, phalam nayati. Phalani nayati. Anayati, apanat anayati, from a shop. He buys the fruits and brings. Apanat. This is some apanaha. This is nothing but shop in Sanskritam. Karoti does. Swikaroti accepts. स्वीकार किया उन्होंने बोलते ना. So anukaroti follows, copies. Angīkaroti agrees, admits. We know all this similarly. Parishkaroti refines or polishes. Parishkar kiya unhone, like that. Parishkaroti. Vadati speaks. Prativadati replies. Anuvadati translates or repeats. Anuvad kiya, like that. Anuvadati. Patati falls. Utpadati. It's jumps and flies up. So these are some sample, to give you a flavor of how these are commonly used words, how this upasarga has actually changed the meanings. Okay, as I mentioned, like to completely cover all the upasargas with all the 2000 dhatus, then you assume 22 into 2000. It's exponential, and to understand the meanings will be in different contexts. That's a very advanced subject. So what we'll do is later after this year, when we study the Shastra, as and when we encounter word, we will try to understand the meaning. So like that, slowly we'll build up our vocabulary. So we don't need to upfront sit and research everything and before we go into study. Okay. So any questions so far? Shashi Prabhu has a question.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can all the upasargas be added to any of the dhatus or only selected ones? Like you gave the
Yeah,
example of karoti, you gave like 4 examples. Can all of them 22 can be added and it would have meaning?
yeah, technically they can be added, but how much in a verbal, what to say, in a sentence, how much they are used, what meaning it is, could be different. See, Vyakarana gives you a technical framework. It doesn't dictate what happens in the real world. At the same time, he will not tell, okay, it's at the same time, it is not invalid. Even though, but it may be that potentially in a local world, we may not use it. Laukike, in the world, we may not use it. That's why as we converse more and more, as we read more and more Shastras, we will see what are most common patterns. But technically, the framework Panini has given, it is definitely possible, theoretically. Theoretically, basically.
For example, Sugachati you can make, but it is not very common.
Maybe
Sugachati.
it's possible. Sugachati
Possible.
means he goes very nicely.
Right,
Su is generally
Okay.
used for very well done like that.
Okay.
Sushtu karoti. Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Prabhu. Okay, Sundar Gopal Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. So my question is, in for karoti, the prefix is parish karoti. So does it mean that the multiple prefixes can combine too, or?
No, actually here the prefix is only pari. See here, whatever is there in this only is a prefix. Here.
Okay.
Sorry.
But the sha is added there, right? In the beginning. Parish karoti. The actual verb is karo, right? Karoti.
Actual verb is kru, dukri, karane. There will be some sandhi transformation. See, parikaroti is not a proper sentence or rather word. So some dhatu, some more rules will come apply. I will show you in a minute how do you view that in our Ashtadhyayi, and you can all do some experiments and do some research into this. So I will show you the clue. Okay, Prabhuji? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, next is Murali Prabhuji.
Mataji, the meaning of the prefix is always fixed or it changes based on the dhatu with which it is combined?
Actually, prefixes also have multiple meanings, Prabhuji. Like it's a set. So based on the dhatu, it may change. That's why it's an advanced topic. You cannot nail it. Generally, you can say generally anu means follows. Generally, a means it reverses the original one. You can typically tell. But you cannot, there are multiple options. Okay, next. Vicky Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, in Sui Karoti, right? Here the word is Karoti, but from where is coming as Sui?
Oh, C is not here.
No, it's not Mataji.
Okay. So that is not a upasarga actually. So that is a different transformation happening. Maybe. Wait, let's see. Let's see 1 second. Let me do some research. At the same time, I'm going to show you how to use it, right? See, the next exercise I'm going to give. Actually, let me go to that slide so I can give you that exercise. Oh, that goes a different topic. Okay, let me leave this tab here and I will try to see if I can get Swikaroti here. I'll show you how to apply the prefixes and see the patterns. Okay. See, let's go to Kru Dhatu, Karoti. Let's see. I'm typing in English. Okay, it came. Okay. Now, see, observe carefully, okay? See, there's a plus sign here. So for the dhatu, it's adding prefixes. So you have, actually, these can be added, many of them. It's not just only one. You can add many. You can imagine how much complicated the meaning can become. So, that's why I told it's advanced topic. So I'm just experimenting here. For example, let's put Su and see whether Swikaroti will come or no. Oh, this is Sukaroti. Okay. Swikaroti is a different formation, looks like. Then I should remove that from the slide. But yeah, I don't think, see, not this one. So any other Sa related stuff is there? Some is there, some is not Swikaroti. So what you guys can do is experiment. This is what homework is. Take Kru Dhatu, for example. Put all the prefixes and see how the things comes. And he says Parish Karoti. No, I will show you. See, Pari. Where is Pari? Here you go. Pari, Kru. See, Parish Karoti. Now, if you want to see what happened, Sanjay Prabhu, if you're, or rather, Sundar Leela Prabhu. So if you want to go more advanced, so you can see what transformations go through for it to get this. So at certain point, Shah gets introduced. See, first of all, it actually Sir comes, then the Sir remains. After that, it transforms into Shah. So here, suddenly the Sut is getting introduced. So this is a rule. These are all, advanced grammar lessons. But if you click here, you will see English, simple English meaning you will see, or you will see the description in Sanskritam. So if you know how to understand Sanskritam, you can try to follow that. But these are all advanced, how from Pari plus Kru, the final form comes. These are Sanskrit equations. But at least you know what is inside that. Okay? Okay, next, what else? Okay, next,
So,
Priyanka.
Mataji, both Parish Karoti and Pari Karoti are correct?
Looks like, yeah, both are correct. Yes.
Both are correct, okay.
Looks like he didn't show the form. But
Okay.
it's an optional, I think. See, what happens is, this one is usually gets optional insert. So that means without this also it works.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Priyanka.
Mataji.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Mataji, Priyanka.
yeah, Mataji, two questions. One is A gachati. Where is A, Mataji? A is the prefix.
Yes,
A
Mataji. See,
gachati.
one more thing. That's a good point. Actually, it's written as ang. This is like thing, right? This gets removed. So technically, what
Okay,
gets added is a only. Okay, this gets removed.
okay, okay. And when you search in the ashtadhyayi.com, what did you type, Mataji? I didn't get it.
Nothing, Mataji. Just I went to Dhatu. See, I go here, Dhatu Pataha. You go to Dhatu, you get Dhatu. And then you go to
Okay,
Dhatus and pick one Dhatu, whatever you want. Or you can just search Karoti. You already know the form. If you want to go to specific Dhatu, you directly go there.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, Ruby.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Śyāmalā ji. Just a question about Parish Karoti. You said Parish Karoti and Pari Karoti both are correct, but do they have the same meanings?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I think we are done, right? All the questions for this slide are done. Okay. If you are done, you can lower your hand, so there's no confusion. Okay. So next, let's take a look at another application for the Upasargas. This is in our Anuswara Sandhi we discussed last time. I didn't put as a title Anuswara Sandhi at that time, but actually what we discussed is Anuswara Sandhi, which is this. Padanta Makara, if you take, that should be end of a pada, plus followed by a hal or Vyanjanam, it converts into Anuswara and a hal remains as it is. So this is the English we studied already, and these are the sample examples we studied. Correct? So I'm not going to repeat again. This we studied last time in detail. So now, main thing you need to remember is Upasargaha, get pada sanya. What is sanya? Sanya means term, technical term in Sanskritam. Last time somebody said sanya means something else in Hindi. Don't worry about Hindi. In Sanskritam, sanya means technical term. Pada sanya means it gets the designation of a pada. Upasargas are equivalent to pada. So whatever functions a pada does, upasarga can do. That's what they're telling. Okay. What does it mean? Then application 2 is extension of our Anuswara Sandhi. So Padanta Makara can also apply for Upasarga basically. See, what happens is some. And what are the prefixes which can usually be applied is, among all of them, only one Upasarga ends with Makara. Some. That's all. That's why I highlighted here. So no need to break your head. Only one upasarga, you need to be careful. Whenever you are adding before a dhatu, you need to be careful that sam plus hrui plus ti, see, hru plus ti, samharati. See, the makara became anuswara. That's it, simple. This makara became anuswara, kills. Then some plus, let's say I take other dhatu, which is not a vyanjana starting, it's a ach starting, ajadihi. Then this remains as it is. At means to wander. Atati, to wander. Samatati means wanders thoroughly. Some is used in the meaning of completely, like samyaktaya, completely, thoroughly, like that. So you got it right now? Simple. So now I want to show you how to use dhatu filters. So for you to do some research, which I'm telling early in the class, what you have to go to your Pani here, ashtadhyayi.com, and specific tab is dhatu filters. Or you can also get to it from your dhatu pata. See here, directly you can get from here. Or you can go to, where is the dhatu pata? Here, go to dhatu pata, go to add filters. You'll get to here. Now what you do is, there are multiple options here. Don't worry about it. Gradually we'll cover. And see, we discussed already Parasmaipadi, Atmanepadi, Ubhayapadam. We already know that. But for example, you can do Adi Varna. See, we know the sum or the makaranta, padanta makara changes when it's followed by a hal versus aj. So you can categorize the dhatus which are filtering with ajadi. Ajadi means what? Ach adihi yasya saha. That means these are the dhatus we are beginning with ach. What is ach?
Swara.
Swara.
Okay. Yes. So that's what we know. Now, when something is beginning with a swara, we know what transformation goes through for our what is this? That anuswara sandhi. So then now you know you're only looking at ajadi. See here, ed, ud, at, like that. Only that got filtered. Now you can go here and try to apply some. Pra, para, apa, some. Okay, here you go. Now, so you can see ma remained as it is. Samurdate. So that way you can more research, and now again you go back, you can remove the filter here and go back, add hal. You filters, remove this, right? And then put haladi. You have to go to haladi. Haladihi. So then go through. So you can pick anything and you can now figure out that actually in this case, it will remain, it becomes anuswara. Okay? See. Sambandhate. Okay? And if you see actually where exactly what sutra Mataji taught, if you want to go to that sutra level, this is the actual Panini sutra which I was trying to describe without telling the sutra. This is the sutra. If you can memorize this, good monuswaraha. Okay, so anyways, that's extra advanced. Everybody's clear? Okay, you can do a lot of playing around, assimilate this concept very nicely. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you to explore. Take Hru Dhatu and explore with all the prefixes I mentioned. And also homework 1 is to explore the Sam Upasarga with various dhatus and verify the Anuswara Sandhi rule. Clear? That is your homework 1. There's no answers for this. It's for you to explore. I'm assuming whoever is curious will do it. Okay? Yeah. Okay. And I also showed you dhatu filters, how to use it. So make it easy for you. Cool. So let's go to our next concept. Everybody's ready? Any questions? Okay, Braja Gopinath Prabhu.
Mataji, before this slide, basically the Padanta Makara get converted into Anuswara, that is Anuswara Sandhi. But the second case, when it is followed by Aj, like Ma becomes Ma, is it also some Sandhi which is happening here, like when it is followed by Aj, or just it's a Akar or Akar Yukta Vyanjanam?
Yeah, it's Akara Yukta Vyanjanam. Basically, no change. That's all. It's not definitely Anuswara Sandhi. Anuswara Sandhi means Anuswara is coming. So this is just remains as it is. Basically, that's what it's saying. Okay, Praj. Okay, so let's go to our actual main topic we want to discuss. Samyuktaksharani. Okay, so everybody already know most of it. So we'll try to go very fast in this, but we'll cover thoroughly so that later you will not have any doubts about how to read certain letters. So again, back to connecting to our root, what we are discussing, Sanskrit literature has Padyam and Gadyam, and Aksharani becomes our basic building blocks. They are divided as Ach and Hal, Swaraha and Vyanjanani. We discussed this for almost 3 classes, so we are going very fast here. Okay, that's it. This is a connecting slide. Okay, what context? So we have to bring back to the same context. And we also discussed Gunita Aksharani. It's like multiplicated letters where each of the Vyanjanam can be added to the Swara. These are called matras, and appropriate matra gets added to the Vyanjanam. And we can make multiple combinations. And especially Rakara, when added with the U and U, it looks a little bit different from a standard pattern. We discussed this earlier. Okay. Now, another variation I wanted to show, usually you see this in the Devanagari scripts. For Dakara with a Rikaraha, it looks like this sometimes. It comes like this. Traditionally, it's supposed to be like this. But it also is shown like this. So make a note of this. So you should not be surprised what is this letter like this. Okay. It's a different way of writing Dru. Okay. Okay. So got it right? Dru. Okay, okay, good. Okay, so now let's go to Samyukta Aksharani. What are they? So Samyukta, see this Sam is coming. This is also actually our Upasarga only. Samyaktaya Yukta means joined completely or perfectly joined. That's what it means. Yukta means joined. See Yoga. Yukta is coming from Yuj Dhatu. Yoga, Yukta. See Krishna says in 6th chapter, last verse. Who can tell that? Yoginam api sarvesham. Other than Rajagopinath Prabhu. Others, anybody can tell that. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana. Who can tell this verse? Come on. I thought we are all devotees. Nobody remembers this verse?
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गत अन्तरात्मनः श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां तेन युक्तः
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamaha mataha. Okay, see there he said yukta tamaha. So actually this is a different topic as altogether, but it's superlative basically. Yuktaha, yuktataraha, yuktatamaha. We say right, good, better, best. Like that. Yuktaha means is joined. Yuktatara means is better joined with me in a better way. Yuktatamaha means is joined with me in the best possible way. So Krishna is telling whoever does bhakti yoga and who remembers me constantly is actually the best yogi. That's a fundamental verse to explain that how bhakti yoga is the best and most effective process. So that same word is coming from yukta. It's coming from yuj dhatu. Okay, samyukta means completely, very perfectly joined aksharani. Okay, conjunct consonants in English. Okay, and it's not just one and one. It could be any of them. That's why we see many times it's difficult sometimes to pronounce, like Stri. Su is there, Ta is there, Ru is there, E is there. Right? So many of them can combine. Samyukta Varna. But all of them combined will be considered only one Varna, one alphabet, one letter. Because these are all half. Until a vowel comes, it's not really considered a proper Varna. Got it right? Until that time, they are all together combined as one unit. So we should only tell as one Akshara, Samyukta Akshara. And these are generally most commonly used. Usually we recite it during the alphabet recitation. Ksha. You should know these patterns. So later you should not get confused. What is this Ksha? Ksha is K, the first Ka, plus Sha. This is like Shad Goswami Sha, plus Akara. Okay, Akara is there already. Sha. So you have to just pronounce both of them together. Ka you have to start telling, and Sha. Sha. It's become Sha. Next, Tra. T plus R plus A. So this is written in this special way. This Rakara, when it comes afterwards, it comes like an angle here, angle line. T plus R plus A. Tra. Gnya. J plus Nya. Cha 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 Nya plus A. Gnya. See, usually we study only this. We don't know what is the ultimate building blocks. So that's why I'm showing these things. We already know this. Some examples. Kshatriyaha. The same thing I'm breaking down here. Th plus ra plus e and yaha. J plus nya plus a plus nam. Jnanam. Clear, right? We already know this. Now we will go to the mechanics as to like what is the logic behind these letters and what is some rules we can follow in reading and writing. One is we should read left to right. Okay, read the letters from left to right or sometimes top to bottom. So as the letters appear, you just start making those sounds from left to right or from top to bottom. That's it. And you will get perfect pronunciation. There is one exception when Hakara is followed by a Varga Panchama. What is Varga Panchama? All the Anunasika Varna. Nyamang Nananam. The last letters in all the Vargas. When that is followed, there is some exception for this. I will discuss also. But this is a typical rule. Okay. I will show you what it means and how to practice that. And the next thing is if somebody utters a sound, how do you write? Write the way you hear the sound. Whatever sound you hear first, start writing that. Like three. Okay, first I have to write sa, I have to write ta, then I have to write ra, and then e. Like that. Okay? Simple rules, no confusion. And these are some ways you can see how these are called half letters basically. How the half letters gets converted when they conjoin with other Vyanjanam. See, for example, this is some way, usually you can learn this very laboriously. I've seen charts where they give for ka, they give 10 combinations with all the other Vyanjanam, and then kha with all the other Vyanjanam. That's very laborious way. But somehow I found out this pattern that, actually it's based on how the original letter is written, they have made the half letter. So if you just understand the patterns, it becomes very easy for us. See, for ka and pa, when there is no vertical line on the right? There is no vertical line. Then you write a half letter like this. Kukkutaha means a hen. Suktihi. Suktihi means good statement. Like basically don't write this hook. Write that half. We already know already how to write this, but I'm just explaining again. And for the varnas, where vertical line is on the right, like here there's a vertical line, there's a vertical line, there's a vertical line. Then what you do? We remove the vertical line. The uchaihi. Uchaihi means loudly. Shuklaha means white. Chatushkonaha means a square or rectangle. Nandanaha means sun. See, the line went away. It joined with the other one. Okay? Chatush, the line went away. It joined with the other one. Okay? And you pronounce like that. Start making this sh sound and ka. Chatushkonaha. Because it's a half. You cannot say chatusha konaha. So chatushkonaha. Nandanaha. You cannot say nanadanaha. Nandanaha. Half na. Okay, next. This is the last letter of Kavarga. Na. No vertical line. There is no vertical line at all. So only for this case, we write from top to bottom generally. But some of the fonts in the, when we try to show, it may not show completely. For example, here, Ganga is coming properly. But see, Ankuraha, they didn't write it one below the other because for typing, it may be very problematic. But when you're writing in the hand, you can easily write below it, no problem. But you do from top to bottom. You make the nakara sound and then nakara sound and ga sound, kakara sound. Ganga. Okay, Ankuraha. Like this, left to right, top to bottom. Then for other varnas where there is also no vertical line, but they are from Tavarga, then write with the halant. So like this, Shatkaha. Because the halant will make it a Shuddha Vyanjanam, half letter. See, Adda Matra Kala Vyanjanam, Shatkaha. So you just write a pure consonant, that's it. Okay, next. There are some special formations which you will encounter also in scripts. So I wanted to show them. For example, when this is how you read this table. When the davarna is coming before a letter, write the letter before davarna. Like that, you should read this whole equation. Example, sadbhavana, udbahuhu, buddhihi, padmam, uddama. So what is happening is, if suppose da is coming before a letter, the da will take the top position and then other varna will come below it. And follow the rule, top to bottom. So start making the da sound and make the other sound. Sadbhavana, Udbahuhu, Buddhihi, Padmam, See, this is another way. Two das are there here. This is another way to write. Uddama. Okay, next one. When ha is coming before a letter, write a letter extending the right edge. So basically, these are some ways. This edge gets extended and you squeeze the new letter in below them, in between. Chihnam. See, this is where the new rule comes. This is called Chinham, Brahmanaha, Ahladaha, Ahvayati, Aitihyam. Okay. So the rule for Hakara with the Varga Panchamas is like this. If Hakara is followed by Varga Panchamas, of course you can take this as Shuddha Vyanjanani, Hakara should be pronounced last. Okay? That's why even though we write like this, even in English we write like this, first we say the Makara, Brahmanaha we say, we don't say Brahmanaha. Got it? This is one of the rules. So you, whenever, because that's a natural way the sound vocal system works, so Acharyas have given this exception. Whenever Hakara is, even though it's coming before, actually the Anunasika Varna should be pronounced first. This is some technicals. Okay. When Cha is there, then you remove that extra, hook for this. And remove the top line. Shka. When Shakara is there, it's coming before the letter, there's some special ways they write. See, for example, Rakara is there, Shravanam. So this is half Sha also, like this. Or you can drop this line also, Shlaghanam or Shugalaha. You got it, right? This is half Shakara. Everybody knows this, I think. Next, Rakara. If Rakara is coming before a letter, write a hook on top. Markataha, Murcha, Durbalaha, Garvaha, Arshaha. So this is where people get confused. I don't know how to read this. See, this first you top to bottom again. This is a sign for Rakara. Make a Ra sound and come down. Markataha, Murcha, Durbalaha. Okay, like this. If Rakara is coming after the letter, then you write an angled line. Patram. So you should not tell Paratam. Partam. First you make the Ta sound, then make the Ra sound. Chakram, not Charkam. Chakram, Ushtraha, Vranaha, Medrakaha, like Sahasram. Hradaha, Vrajam, Nidra. Okay? I think everybody is familiar with how to read and pronounce it. We don't need to do an exercise. Anybody wants to read a few words here? Anybody is confused still? Or I think everybody knows. Okay, Prabhuji.
In the Ra, in the last line, basically, if Ra comes afterwards, then we can take it above also. Instead of writing below this Tra, we can take it above Ma also. Now, how do we know that when to take it below, when to take it above?
No, it will not work, Prabhuji. Then the Ta will become full, no? See, if you take it above, you can make Rma, but the Ta will become full. See, Patarma will come. Then you have to write Ta half and Ra on top. But that's what they told. If Ta is half and Ra is there, you should write like this. They already told. Okay. Okay, now special. These are again special ways usually the fonts appear. So you should know how they look and what they are actually. So Padyam. See, the Da and Ya, it comes like this. See, the and Ya, Dya. Adya means today. So it looks different. So in the font. So you should not know what is this new letter I never studied. And if any letter is before Yakara, Yakara comes like this, a little bit halfway. It doesn't start from top. See, this Yakara is a full Yakara. It starts from top. Here it's half. It starts from middle. So we should understand it's a conjunct consonant. So Patyam, Patyam means that to be taught. Patyam. Okay. Next, Uttapaha. Uttapaha. See, this is another combination, well-known combination. Tu and Ta. It's written like this. Just a line on left like that. Uttapaha. Next, magnam. Gu and na. The na also comes like a race, comes like an angle sometimes. Magnam, bagnam, like that. Also, but then the difference between ref and this is that there's a circle at the bottom here. That's how you differentiate. I think everybody knows this. Okay. So now I'm giving you some exercises. These are different combinations generally we may encounter. So try to just observe all this and try to pronounce it if you can. And just see the patterns and try to read what the letters are there, how they are combined. So that when you encounter this pattern later, you know, okay, what it is. Okay? Okay, now let's give actual homework 3. Write matra abhyasaha. We already know in the letters everything, but try to just go back to basics and try to spell them out into basic letters and spread them and write equations. So that way you will get to know, oh, should I write, even though it's pronounced nakara first, you should write hakara first. Got it right? Chinham. But the way it forms, hakara will come first. So these are some very special cases I've given. So if you just do this much, it will cover most of the cases. For example, here, you may get confused. Oh, what is this one again? What are these 2 letters? So that way you can apply the special patterns we already have seen. This is some homework for you to do. Okay, now we'll go to our next phase, Shabda Pataha. We will learn some Varnas. Anybody has any questions with Samyukta Aksharani so far? No, right? Okay. Okay, so we are in the phase of Sarvanama Shabdaha, pronouns, which apply for any normal noun, which can be a he, like he, she. It can apply to any person who is masculine. She can be applied to any feminine. And we are discussing Kim, Yad, and Tad. Kim means what or who. Yad means whichever, whoever. And Tad means he, she, that, who are far from us. And last time we discussed the Pum and Napum forms. So today we are going to discuss the Srilinga forms for them. That's it. And this is also very simple. And everybody follows the same pattern. So that's why we'll discuss all 3 at a shot. So it becomes easy for you to correlate the forms. So 3, who? Like for example, Ka Radha. Who is Radha? Katyai Dattam. Whom did the mother give the fruit to? The lady. To whom did the mother give the fruit? Like that, Katyai. So like that, that's what we're going to study here. So Makarantaha. So I'll read one time. Anybody wants to read, they can also read. Anybody wants to, who knows proper. I don't want any mistakes because we are trying to teach, right? Anybody is pakka with pronunciation without making the Hindi mistakes, who wants to try, they can try.
I can try if you want me to.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah. Start from here, Prabhuji.
Makarantah Strilinga Kim Sabda Vibhakti Ekavachanam Divachanam Bahuvachanam Prathama no Ka Ke Kah iti Prathama Kam Ke Kah iti Dvitiya Kaya Kabhyam Kabhi iti Tritiya Kasyai Kabhyam Kabhyah iti Chaturthi Kasyah Kabhyam Kabhyah iti Panchami Kasyah Kayoh Kasam iti Shashti Kasyam Kayoh Kasu iti Saptami.
Little bit, Prabhuji, the Visarga, it's coming differently in some places. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, very nice. But Visarga, I'm trying to give you some clues where you can improve. I think here it's coming good, Visarga. Here it's coming like just the half Visarga is coming. Okay, that you can try to improve. And Kabyam, this Ka also you can spend a little bit more time. Don't need to rush. Kabyam. Okay, I'll try to read once. Everybody can listen. Okay. Makarantaha Strilingaha Kim Shabdaha Kake Kaha iti Prathama Kam Ke Kaha iti Dvitiya Kaya Kabhyam Kabhihi iti Tritiya Kasyai Kabhyam Kabhyah iti Chaturthi Kasyah Kabhyam Kabhyah iti Panchami Kasyah Kayoh Kasam iti Shashti Kasyam Kayoh Kasu iti Saptami. Okay. So now what we do, the same meaning we discussed. It's like, for example, if you have to tell Kisne Kiya. So like who broke this pot? like that. If it's a female, ka karoti, like ka ghatam bhagnam karoti, who broke this pot, like that. You can make sentences. We discussed the meanings last time. The same extension with Strilinga, that's all. Next, yad shabdaha Strilinga, whoever. Okay, who else wants to experiment with their pronunciations?
Okay. Dakarantah Strilingah yad shabdah या ये याः इति प्रथमा यां ये याः इति द्वितीया यया याभ्यां याभिः इति तृतीया यस्यै याभ्यां याभ्यः इति चतुर्थी यस्याः याभ्यां याभ्यः इति पंचमी यस्याः ययोः यासाम् इति षष्ठी यस्यां ययोः यासु iti saptami.
Very nice, Matsya. Almost everything is good. Only thing is, see, for these four, you are doing also half visarga. You should tell yasyaha, yasyaha, yasyaha.
Okay.
You telling yasyah. Don't do like. Tell again yasyaha.
Yasyaha.
Yasyaha yabhyam yabhyah iti panchami. Yasyaha yayohu yasam iti shashti. Yasyam yayohu yasu iti saptami. She did almost good, so I will not repeat again. Okay. So this is of the same meaning we studied already. Just like ya. जो कोई लड़की अच्छी पढ़ती है वो आगे बढ़ती है. या बालिका सम्यक्तया पठति सा उत्तीर्णति. सा परीक्षायाम उत्तीर्णति. Whichever girl studies nicely, she will pass in the exam. Okay. Tad Strilinga far. So when the lady is far, we want to address her. Who is she? Like that. Then we do this Dakaranta Shabda. Always remember the Pratipadikam. Don't forget the connection. Because here you don't see this. Then suddenly you get lost as to what is the Pratipadikam. Okay. Who wants to do this one now? Rajagopilathu wants to do. Okay.
Dakarantah Strilingah tad shabdah sa te tah iti prathama tam te tah iti dvitiya taya tabhyam tabhihi iti tritiya tasya tabhyam tabhyah iti chaturthi tasyaah tabhyam tabhyah iti panchami tasyaah tayoh tasam iti shashti tasyam tayoh tasu iti saptami.
Very good, Prabhuji. Only thing I feel is that here I think you're doing a little bit conjusi. So nicely you tell tah. Okay? Ta te tah. Here you're telling like little halfway. Ta te tah, tam te tah. Okay? Otherwise, everything is good for you. Okay. And here also, you're telling istri. That is, I don't know Hindi way to do. Just tell, E is not there, no. As it's written, you have to pronounce. Stri. Strilingaha.
Strilingaha.
Repeat, Prabhuji. Stri.
Strilingaha.
Stri. E is the dirgha. Strilingaha.
Strilingaha.
Okay. All the ladies will get offended otherwise. Okay, continue. So some practice exercises. So July 31st exercises. More sentences are given based on the 3 tables we learned today. So you can practice them, understand there is English and Hindi as questions. Answers are given right below them. Here, this is the Google document. So the session 8 exercises are in this document. This is the link for the document. Okay, this is the hyperlink for the document. And these are the exercises. These are the answers right below. So you can work on these exercises on your own, identify the Shabda and Pada properties of all these words, bolded words, and compare with the answers. Okay, that way you will know practically how the sentences are used. And when suddenly a sentence comes, how do you apply your Vibhakti knowledge and understand them? Okay, these are given just for help. So my idea is after few sessions, we will change these exercises little bit more advanced. What I will do, I will give you English statement. You should translate, or rather you should write the statement into Sanskritam. I will give you Sanskritam statement. You should tell its meaning in English. Okay, now we are preparing. We are doing like a baby steps. Eventually, it gets more and more advanced. So unless you practice now, you'll get confused later. Then every time you have to look up. Okay, so next, finally wrapping up all our homework, make notes, because see, for example, last class we studied little bit of Anuswara Sandhi. Now we are adding another angle to it. If you have a notes properly documented concept-wise, easy for you to refer. Upasargaha. So we studied Upasargaha, prefixes, and 2 applications for that. Variety of Tinganta forms can be formed. So last time in the exercises, you remember we did Prapnoti. We saw Prapnoti. So whenever you see now a new variety of Tinganta form, which you have not studied, then you try to decipher and extract the prefix. And then you look up the base form into the Dhatupata. See, I will show you. See here, see, for example, if you search for Prapnoti, oh, you don't find it here. You don't find it here in the Dhatupata, because it's essentially the raw form is there. So you need to understand, oh, pra is added. So what could be the final form? It could be apnoti or apnoti. Okay, so let's figure out apnoti. So that's why I want you to do a little bit research. Don't worry about extrapolation here. So let's try apnoti. See, apnoti is there. Got it right? That's why we gave this understanding of prefixes. So whenever, let's say, agachati comes in a sentences, so if you want to identify its properties, remove the a and search for gachati. Got it? So that's why now we can go step by step, little bit more advanced. Because this table gives only the base form. But of course, once you go here, you can again double check, add pra to it. See, then you will get the form. See, prapnoti. Correct? Okay, everything ties back. Okay, good. So we saw Tinganta forms, extension for Anuswara Sandhi. That's a very simple, only applies for some. Okay. Next, we reviewed Samyukta Aksharani, and homeworks are given 2 for you to practice on your own. Otherwise, you can write the Smatra Abhyasa. And then we studied Strilinga tables. You can write your own sentences or whatever sentences we have given. You can try to analyze them and study. And if you want more, if you have more time during the week you want more practice, what you can do, you can screenshot that exercises and give it to your chat tools and tell, can you give me simple sentences like this? So he will give you different exercises. Then you can work with him. Then you can tell, oh, this is my answer. Is it correct? So at least that much he will. If you ask him to explain, you'll get confused because he will tell all rules and confused. But for exercise level, you can work with him. No problem. And if you feel the answer he's giving is different from what we learned, then that's where we can bring up in discussion. That's something either wrong with what Mataji is teaching or what the tool is telling. Okay, so you can feel free to work with AI tools to do more exercises based on your individual capacity. Okay, then analyze the Shabda Kriya Pada properties for homework I have given. Okay, so what have we learned is that today Upasargaha we completed the concept. Aksharani we completed this whole section actually. So we discussed Samyukta Aksharani, and also there is a Matra Abhyasa practice for all of us to do. And Shabda Pata, we studied Strilinga variations for the Kim, Yad and Tat. And Vibhakti practice exercises we have done, we have been giving. So anybody has any questions about the previous practice exercises or any other questions related to today's topic, we can discuss. Actually, I thought today's session will be very long, but seems like it's on time. Very good. Okay, so any questions we can take now. Okay, Prabhuji, Bhajagan Prabhu.
I have a question regarding Vibhakti. In the one of the example we have seen like Ashwataha Sarva Vrikshanam, where we are comparing and picking out the Ashwataha or the banyan tree, and we have used the Shashti Vibhakti because among the trees. But similarly, there is another verse like Trinad Api Suni Chena. So here also we are saying that we are comparing ourselves with the Trinad or Trina. So then here why we have used Panchami Vibhakti like Trinad?
No, see, the thing, Prabhuji, is that see, first of all, we have discussed only Vibhakti basic, correct? These are the basic meanings. So all the Vibhaktis have many applications. Today only I discussed, right? Like, for example, we discussed Hetu, cause. So that we will cover in advanced lesson. So what I would suggest is when you read, the way you have to question should be different. You should not ask, why it's like this, you should understand, oh, it can be like this also. Because the statements from the Shastras are foolproof. They are proper Sanskrit statements. So when you encounter such statements, you build your own Vibhakti advanced understanding. This is a basic knowledge I got. Oh, looks like in this context also it can be understood. And write your example next to it. So when we do Vibhakti advanced, you have examples ready for you to share. Okay. So that way it becomes easy. It will not be like, oh, Mataji, you didn't teach or whatever. It's a different way for you to process that information. So you are on your own going ahead, basically. No problem.
So basically, I checked on Ashtadhyayi, the linga word is actually lingam, linge, lingani, but we use pullinga, strilinga. I mean, it's appearing like a pullinga shabda, although lingam in itself is a napumsak linga, napumsak shabda. So, I mean, why is it?
Can you tell me why it is? You should apply one of the concepts we studied earlier. Tell me why it is. These are becoming adjectives for this one. Got it? So when it becomes adjective, it takes a pullinga form.
Got it.
Okay, good. Okay. Any other question? No, right? Okay. Yeah.
Just I have seen like we write pullinga shabda in a different way. Like in Ashtadhyayi it is written some anuswara coming on the top, but many places it is not. So I was doubtful. I mean, which is the correct way of writing pullinga shabda?
Both ways are bona fide, Prabhuji. There is a rule by which you can change that. Some people write with anuswara on top also, like both are valid. It's a pullingaha or pumlingaha. That's also okay. There are optional rules by which you can change one or the other. Okay. Yedupati Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Madhana. Mataji, today's class, like you are discussing that ha and like samvidha. But generally, if we see that whatever slide you have shown once.
I'm trying to see where is that one. Okay. This one. Okay, next one.
So this second, generally, this ahlada, we pronounce it like that, right, Mataji? Prahlada. If you see, a is coming first, right? But
see, what is the rule I shared? Only when Varga Panchamas are coming. I gave a Uber list. Doesn't mean everything I'm following the rule. Okay. So only for Chinham and Brahmanaha. But otherwise, it's okay. Ha can be told first. Ahladaha, Ahvayati, Aitihyam.
yeah,
okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Srijita?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Mataji, I have one small request. Like after like every class, could you give us one verse that we can research the whole week? Like all the things they are teaching us, so that we can stick to that verse and search the things related to grammar related things to that verse. If you give, then it becomes easier to research. Otherwise, if we think like I'm gonna search this verse, like I get confused. So it will be really nice after every class if you suggest one verse that we can do our research the whole week.
So are you doing the homework exercises I'm already giving properly? This one, the one I'm giving? The sentences I'm giving, are you doing?
Yes, Mataji, I'm trying to do as much as I can.
Yeah, so no, as much as you can. See, these are all building blocks, okay? So you have to be thorough in the concepts already taught. So follow the proper, whatever is given, Mataji's, whatever she has given, unless you complete, we may be eager to learn more and more, but unless the foundation is strong, we cannot jump higher. So this is all your building blocks. So first you can do that nicely, okay? Because the thing is, shlokas are more complicated because there are many. That's the whole goal. The whole 1 year is about to come to the shloka level only. There are many more things we need to learn. Even if I give suddenly one shloka, there are many other words you don't know. Then people will ask questions. Mataji, what is this? What is this? Then I have to explain. So then out of context, I have to explain bits and pieces. Then you will not understand, and I will also not feel I have explained properly. So every topic has to be thoroughly covered systematically, like we are doing. Okay. So at certain point, what we'll do at least module 1, there's so many concepts to be studied, even for module 1. So after module 1, we are going to take simple stories first. See, we are now working at first Aksharani is clear. Now we know little bit padas, words. These are all our words. So we need to be perfect in the how to use them, how to randomly use them, and how to detect. Another thing I will give you, see the exercise. You on your own make some sentences in Sanskritam. Like, for example, you're observing something in the world. Okay, mother is cooking, right? So you try to express in Sanskrit. How do you do? Research that. How do I tell mother in Sanskrit? Okay, mata, cooking, pachati. Try to research and do. Make the small sentences like this. Okay, baby steps. So once the sentences are clear, then slowly in module 1, after module 1, we will take up small stories. Okay. And that's at module 1, that much we can accomplish. Then slowly, we will build up. And actually, at the end of module 1, I'll also show you what are the steps involved in understanding a shloka. Just a preview. Not that we'll start understanding, because there's so many other things. Like, for example, last time somebody said Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre is there. Samavetaha is coming. So what is that Samavetaha? How will you know what is the Samaveta? How do you know the properties? It's not a Tiganta, it's not a it's a Subanta, looks like Subanta. But how is it forming? Unless you know a little bit fundamentals, of course you can read from English meaning and understand what it is. But that's not the one we want. We want all of them to be thoroughly covered. What are the Sanskrit ways to understand it? And eventually come such a way that you have all the tools for you to research the whole Sanskrit world. Okay? I hope I gave you some extra exercise than what I've already given, Srijita.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you. Okay, Tamal Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question on the lit lakar, the Bhavishyati lit. So the Syati, Sya, Syanti is the actual word, and Ishya is after transformation, right? Because we memorize it as Ishya. Only for Nam Dhatu you asked us to research, and that follows the Anuswara rule. But other than that, the actual transformation is Ishya. Sorry, Sya, and it transformed to Ishya.
So the one thing which we need to focus is this Syati is the original suffix. But in some cases, the Syati gets converted. Okay, see, for example, now we know this. The Syati comes here, okay? See, lut lutoho, Syatasi. Because of this, Rit Lakara gets a Syati. That's what they're telling. Sya gets inserted. So the actual suffix is Syati. But because of the other formations, it gets changed for other dhatus. Pativyaktarayam vachi. Okay, see. If you go to Rit Lakara, Patishyati comes. So then you will see Syati is the one gets added first. But there is an insertion for this called Idagamaha. That we'll study. I don't think we'll study. But it gets inserted. Because of that, first of all, it becomes Pati. And because of the Ikara, this Sya becomes Shya. This is a rule of Shatvam. I will teach later. At least this much rule I will teach. When to put Syati, when it gets converted to Shati, it's a simple rule, actually. I will teach that much. But this one, like when Ikara gets added for with Dhatu, which is not, is a very complex subject that we will not study, but we will learn by practicing the forms. By looking at the forms, you know, you cannot say Patashyati. You have already heard it's Patishyati. Just remember that form and keep using. And whenever you have a doubt, go to Dhatu and look at what it looks like and just remember the forms. That's how we'll do now. So I will teach, that will come up in a couple of sessions. That's called Shatvam. We study Natvam, right? Like, for example, we study, okay, that's Ramanam there. We'll also discuss Shatvam because that will apply for example, Rameshu, Ramasu. That rule applies there also. Whenever Sa is coming, in some places it becomes Sha. The same rule applies there. And that applies also in the Rit Lakara. Namsyati and Patishyati. Once we know the rule, at least some of the words we can guess correct way. And double check here when coming here.
Yes, Mataji.
Even in 2-3 sessions, we'll discuss. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. my sincere prayer to all of you. Pritya sotsaha sevayam aparada maya kruta kshabitva sadava sevam me dadatu muhurmuhu. Okay, Anvaya, we know this is the prose order. See, this one sample shloka for Srijita. One shloka is there. Then you first, there are many steps involved from converting from shloka into a prose order. See, this we can understand. But in shloka, it can go itasthataha. It can be here and there because it's three word order. So, Pritya, Sotsaha Sevaya, Maya Aparadaha Krutaha. See, this is a passive voice. See, unless we study what is passive voice, then you will not understand why this became Pratama Ekavachanam. You think it's a doer. Aparadaha, she's telling Pratama Bahuvachanam. Aparadas are doing something? No, I'm using passive voice. By me, aparadas are done. Got it? Because of passive voice, they take the Ekavachanam, Pratama form. So unless we know these concepts, how will we delve into shlokas or general shlokas as together? It becomes very confusing. Hey Sadavaha. This is actually Bahuvachanam for Sadhu Shabdaha and Sambodhana. Tan Aparadan Kshamitva Mahyam Me. This is another table we need to learn. Mahyam Me. Chaturthi Ekavachanam. Muhuhu, Muhur Muhuhu. This is Sandhi transformation. See, unless we know Sandhis, don't understand what is this. If you study, look up this word in Ashtadhyaya Kosha, you will not find it. This is Sandhi here. Muhuhu plus Muhu. So all these steps have to be learnt. Sevam Dadatu. See, maybe Dadatu. See, this is another lot lakara. We didn't even study. Okay, Sevam, maybe you will get it. What is Sevam? Who can tell what is Sevam?
Service, Dvivachanam.
Which vibhakti?
Sevam Dadatu.
It's not Dvivachanam, it's Ekavachanam.
Oh, fourth maybe. It's fourth maybe.
Dvitiya Ekavachanam.
Dvitiya Ekavachanam.
See, Seva, Seve, Sevaha, Sevam, Seve, Sevaha. Strilinga Shabda, Seva. Rama, Rame, Ramaha, Ramam, Rame, Ramaha. See, that's why we need to stick these patterns nicely with the practice. So we can attempt by doing our own sentences, then we will know, okay, I have to use Dvitiya Vibhakti here. What word I should use? We need to do on our own some practice also, other than what Mataji is giving. Okay, so this is the English translation. In my enthusiastic loving service to you all, I have committed many offenses. May the saintly kindly forgive them and grant me an opportunity to serve you again and again. Okay, so then we will wrap up with offering all the wonderful things we discussed with all your association to our dear Shri Krishna, so that he can keep smiling and blessing us. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hare Krishna. See you all next week. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.